Yo, what is up, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm going to teach you guys how to use tween service and exactly what it is. So first things first, let's use tween service to tween a GUI, a frame, a UI. And what tween service is, okay, is basically it's how we use animations, make things move smoothly. Roblox Studio provides us functions and different things we can use to tween and make our game a lot smoother and better. And with tween service, the main thing you would use it for is UIs. Like if you open up like a button, you tapped on it, and then you see like a little animation pops out. That's using tween service. Even like fading, like a part fading away in a obby or something like that, it uses tween service because tween service allows us to do it smoothly instead of like instant. Even in my teleporting system that I made, I use tween service. You guys can check out that video on the channel. I use tween service to tween you to the position instead of instantaneous. A quick, a very nice tween. It adds detail to the game, makes your game feel a lot more alive, makes you feel like you're really like making good UIs as well. Because a good UI can be broken if it's boring and bland with the animations and stuff, or even a bad UI can become fun with the great animations. So first things first, let's add a local script into our frame, or you can add it into the GUI, it doesn't matter. But we're gonna reference our frame real quick. Local frame is equal to script.parent. And we're gonna reference tween service. So I'm gonna just say tween serve. Game get service tween service. Now we have access to tween service. Awesome. So let's just say tween serve, and boom, create. Now this takes three parameters. So what I would do is I would do this. I would make local tween is equal to tween service create, and then we can mess around with the tween through this. So create, and let's just put our frame that UI scale, and then let's say tween info dot new 0.5 enum.easing style dot back enum.easing direction dot out. This may seem like a lot, like what the hell are you doing? I'm gonna explain just real quick. And then we're gonna say scale is equal to 1.5. Okay, this may be a lot to take in, but I'll show you in a second. Look. So first thing, the first argument inside of the curate function is what do we actually want to manipulate? So I want to manipulate the size of the frame, and I want to do that using UI scale. And the reason why we're using UI scale instead of why wouldn't you use the frame, right? You can definitely use the frame and then say size is equal to the enum2 from scale. It's easier to use the UI scale in my opinion for something like this, because in this third parameter, it's a property table, so it goes in a table like these curly braces, and you say whatever property from whatever you're manipulating. So I'm using the UI scale, and we know UI scales, you make the scale bigger. Look at how it gets bigger. So I'm looking into the UI scale, and this third one parameter or argument looks inside the properties of the scale, and I told it scale is equal to 1.5 for this tween. So if I'm using the frame, I could say position, for example, and then make the position over here using the properties, obviously. And then our second argument is our tween info. This takes 5 arguments. So we're actually going to delete this, right? And by the way, these are a must. We're going to delete that, and we're going to make it a variable so it's easy. So we're going to call it tween info frame, something like that. And we'll say tween info dot new. Roblox gives this to us, and it takes in 5 parameters or 5 arguments. So our first one is how long it takes for the tween to complete, 0.5 seconds. Our second one is our enum, our easing style. So we're gonna say easing style. These are a bunch that you can play around with. They control how the tween actually like moves. So on a sine one, it would move like a sine wave, or on a graph. If you're taking calculus, you would know it goes like up, down, up, down, up, down. It'd be like that type of gentle easing motion. Or linear is just constant speed. Back will make it shoot a little bit over and then back into place. This one's really nice. I like back. And then we're using our easing direction. We got 3 different ones we can choose from. I'm going to choose out. Out goes, I believe, don't quote me, I believe it is, the first half is fast and the second half is slow for the tween. Like to actually, in that 0.5 second span. And the in direction is, the first half is slow and then it's fast, I believe, in the second half. And then the in out is, I believe, a mixture of the two. And then this is really all you need for this is a must, by the way, when you put in your tween info. Actually, no, it's not a must, because they're gonna autofill if you don't put them in. It's gonna autofill into linear and I believe out or in. Doesn't matter. I don't know actually which one it autofills into. I usually just manually say it. And then these are And then our fourth argument is how many times this tween is going to repeat. And if you put -1, it'll repeat forever. If you put 3, it'll repeat 3 times. If you put 5, it'll repeat 5 times. Usually you would use -1 though to repeat forever. And then our fifth argument is it's a true or false, it's a boolean. Does it reverse? So does it go 1 as a scale to 1.5, then back to 1, then 1.5? If not, it'll stay at 1.5 as the tween runs. But if it is true, this reverse boolean, then it'll go to 1, 1.5, back, small, big, small, big, big, small. And then now we'll just put in our tween info frame as our second parameter. Boom, there we go. And then now we're gonna say tween play. This is a function that will play the tween. And then now when we load in, take a look. Your tween is now working. Boom. Look at that. And you can customize the tween info however you like if you think this is ugly. And then that's how we tween our frames. And then now we can you can get rid of this. And now we can say frame. What the fuck did I just do? Now we can say frame that mouse enter connect the function. And then we can play the tween from here. And then if you did mouse.leave, you can use the same thing here, but then just make a new variable, obviously for the tween info and tween, and then make the scale 1. And then you enter, and it goes out and in and out and in, and it makes a nice little animation that you can do. But that's really how you mess around with tween service and frames or UI. I'm going to show you guys how to mess around with tween service using parts and objects and stuff. I heavily encourage that you guys for your UI implement tween service into every single UI somehow in some shape or form. This is kind of a basic tween thingies. Like you can say frame that mouse leave as well for the animations. You can say oh, thank you. You can say something like this, right? It did it for me. But yeah, it would you go in, it tween plays the tween, and then we have this new one where it goes back to 1. So now it'll give us a nice little feel to it. Except my frame is gone, so I'm going to activate you. Boom, 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 boom. Look at that. See that? That makes your game feel a lot more alive. And now let's show you how to use parts with tween service. So let's add a script inside this part. And we can mess around with any property in the part if we want. We can reference our tween service, tween us, let's call it that. Game get service, tween service. And then we'll just say ti as tween info is equal to tween info.new. Make our tween info however you'd like. I'm going to use 0.35. And I'm going to use linear. And then I'm going to say, I'm going to leave that blank and let it autofill. Who cares? Never mind. I'm going to use a fourth type. Enum, the freak. Enum, not using direction. Out. And then we're gonna repeat it indefinitely and reverse as well to make it do a nice motion. And then now we're gonna say tween s create, and we're gonna use the part. So our script.parent, because we're putting this inside of a part. You can reference the part in a variable if you'd like. I'm a little lazy. And then now we're gonna use tween info, and in these curly braces we're gonna say actually. Because we're working with like vectors and stuff, I'm gonna make the oh yeah, remember, third argument is a table. It's a property table. And you can use it. I'm gonna say goal actually. Yeah. So what the hell did I just do? Sorry. Yeah, there we go. And I'm gonna put in goal into here, and then we're gonna modify our goal, obviously. And then we could say play as well, by the way. And boom, it'll play upon spawning into the game. And our goal, we could play as much stuff as we want here. We could put position is equal to something. Well, first things first, we're going to actually use position is equal to vector3.new 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. You don't have to do that. I'm doing this because I want to show you how we can move the frame or the part. And then I can say like transparency is equal to 0.5. Oh yeah, I'm going to put a comma. And you can manipulate as much properties in this goal as you'd like. So boom. So now if we play the game, take a look at our tween. It gets transparent. It moves back and forth. It's just a crazy tween. You can, and yeah, that's really about it. Mess around with tween service if you'd like. This is a basic tutorial. Teach you how to get used to it, what to do with it, what it even is, what it does. And yeah, that's about it. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, learned something new, please consider liking, favoriting, subscribing, and commenting. And if you guys want me to do any more tutorials, just let me know in the comments, and I'll do them for you. Peace.